Hello students, welcome to the next lecture of Emerging Domain in Electronics Engineering. In today's lecture, we will discuss operational amplifiers. As you can see on the screen, the contents of today's lecture will be Introduction to op-amp, block diagram of op-amp and 741 IC of op-amp. So let us start op-amp. So before moving on to operational amplifier definition, first of all recall a concept. For example, we have an amplifier. So what is the function of an amplifier? An amplifier increases the strength of input signal. That means if you are giving an input signal Vi, then you will get an output signal V0. Then V0 will be certainly gain multiplied by input signal. That means this input signal has been multiplied by A, that means a certain factor, and hence the strength of this product, that is V0, has been increased. So that is an amplifier. So always remember, whenever a signal is fed to an amplifier, so as the name is itself implying amplify, that means to increase the strength of the input signal. So in that particular case, the input signal will be multiplied by some gain. So this is called gain. So operational amplifier does the same thing. Operational amplifier is amplifying the input signal, and the gain in the case of op-amp is very high. Similar, at the same time, it is also performing some mathematical operations. That means op-amp is also capable of performing some mathematical operations, and it is also capable of amplifying with a very high gain. So that therefore it is called operational amplifier. So let us write it down. Op-amp is a very high gain differential amplifier. We will understand why it is called differential amplifier. So op-amp is a very high gain differential amplifier with high input impedance and low output impedance. With high input impedance and low output impedance. So I'll explain you this first point, why it is called differential amplifier and why we are saying that it has high input impedance and low output impedance. See, this is an op-amp. This is the circuit symbol of an op-amp. It has two inputs and one output. As you can see, the two inputs terminals that I have made is one having a negative sign and the other is having a positive sign. So this is an inverting input. That means whatever input you will feed over here, it will be opposite in phase at the output, and it is a non-inverting input. Non-inverting input. So every op-amp has two input terminals and one output terminal. So if V1 is the voltage applied at the non-inverting input and V2 is the voltage applied at the inverting input, then V0 will be, as you can see from the above diagram, V0 will be some gain A multiplied by the difference of the two inputs, that is V1 minus V2, and it will be always non-inverting voltage minus inverting voltage. So always remember, it will be always non-inverting voltage minus inverting voltage. So V0 is, as V0 is some gain multiplied by the difference of the two voltages, therefore it is called differential amplifier because it is amplifying the difference of the two voltages. I hope I am clear in this point that why it is called differential amplifier, because it is amplifying the difference of the voltages. And the other line which says high input impedance and low output impedance means every electronic circuit which is said to be efficient has this property that the input impedance should be high because it must draw the least input current from the supply. So it must have high input impedance because high input impedance means minimum current, and at the output we need maximum current to flow, so therefore low output impedance. So op amp has all these qualities. The gain is very high in the case of op amp, which is very much desirable. It amplifies the difference of the two voltages, that is why it is called differential amplifier, and it has high input impedance and low output impedance. Now the second point about op amp is, as we have already discussed, that it also performs mathematical operations. Mathematical operations means addition, subtraction, differentiation and integration. So it performs addition, subtraction, differentiation and integration. So these mathematicals can be also performed by this op amp, and that is why it is called operational amplifier. Now moving on to the applications of op amp. Let you all guess what must be the applications of op amp. Applications of op amp. First, amplification. Very simple, can be judged very easily. Amplification is the first application of op amp. Then oscillators is the another application, filter circuits, etc. Filter circuits, etc. So these are the applications of op amp. Now another point about op amp is that it consists of a number of differential amplifier stages. We have only looked and observed the circuit symbol of op amp, but when we will see the block diagram of op amp, we will see that it consists of various differential amplifier stages. So the internal diagram is something different. So it consists of a number of differential amplifier stages. Differential amplifier stages. So that is what is op amp. So let's look at the circuit symbol once again. V1 is the voltage of non-inverting terminal, V2 is the voltage of inverting terminal, and A is called open loop gain. It is called open loop gain, which is very high for op amp. Now that was all about op amp, an overview of op amp. Now let's move on to the block diagram of op amp. Block diagram of op amp. So as we have talked earlier also, that in the block diagram we will see the various differential amplifier stages of op amp. So it is very easy to remember the block diagram of op amp. First, there are in total 4 stages. The first and the last stage is simply called input stage, which can be easily remembered, and output stage. So the first and the last stage is called input stage and output stage. The second one is the middle one out of the 4 stages. So therefore it is called intermediate stage. This is a strategy to learn the blocks of op amp. So second is intermediate stage, and the third one we can remember easily, that is the level shifting stage. Level shifting stage. So these are the 4 blocks of op amp. The first and the last block is called input and the output stage, and the second one is the intermediate stage, as it is the middle one, so it is easy to remember. The third one can be easily remembered like level shifting stage. So in the input stage we will feed the 2 inputs. What are the 2 inputs of op amp? One is non-inverting input, and the other is inverting input. You can interchange these terminals, there is no problem in that. Now it will be connected to the intermediate stage. Similarly, it will be connected to the level shifting. Level shifting will be connected to the output, and you will be having a single output here. Now the input stage that is put over here, the input stage is being represented by a dual input balanced output differential amplifier. The circuits of these differential amplifiers we will see in the further videos. Dual input balanced output differential amplifier. I'll make a separate video for the circuit diagrams of all these types of differential amplifiers, and the video link will be also shared with you. So dual, and the second one, that is intermediate stage, is dual input unbalanced output. Dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier. So when you will observe the diagrams of these differential amplifiers in my further video, then you will easily remember it. But at present, just remember the names of these differential amplifier stages. First of all, I have told you the strategy to remember this block diagram, that in total you have 4 blocks, and the first and the last block will be input and the output stage. The second will be the intermediate stage, and the third one will be the level shifting stage. Now the first input stage will be represented by dual input balanced output differential amplifier. Second one is unbalanced output differential amplifier. Level shifting stage is emitter follower. And the fourth one is push-pull amplifier. Push-pull amplifier. Now, what is the function of the input stage? Listen very carefully. It provides most of the voltage gain. You have already seen the circuit symbol of op-amp, and you see that there was a gain. So when we are talking about output voltage is equal to some gain into input voltage, so that gain is voltage gain. So input stage provides most of the voltage gain, then intermediate stage increases the overall gain of the amplifier. So ultimately every differential amplifier is doing the same thing, that is, it is increasing the overall gain of the amplifier. And the level shifting stage, level shifting, that means if any AC component, see, we are amplifying an AC signal. If there is any DC component present in the AC signal, that is undesirable. So level shifting stage shifts that DC level to 0 volt with respect to ground. So level shifting stage has this function. And again, the output stage increases the overall output voltage and current supplying capability. So if we talk about input stage, provides most of the voltage gain. If we talk about intermediate stage, increases the overall gain. Level shifting stage, as the name itself implies, it shifts the DC level present in the signal down to 0 volt with respect to ground. That means DC levels are removed. Output stage, again, it increases the overall voltage and the current supplying capability of op-amp. So very simple block diagram of op-amp, and I think everybody can write about it. Now let's move on to the 741 IC of op-amp. We must know, as we will use it in the laboratory, that what is 741 IC of op-amp and what does every pin of this IC indicate. So first of all, we must remember that it is a 8-pin IC, and this curve that I have drawn on the top represents that we have to hold the IC and then mark the number of the pins. If we hold the IC like this, then it is pin number 1, 2, 3 and 4, and 5th pin starts from here itself, that is 5, 6, 7 and 8. So the first pin is, let us see what are the specifications for each pin number. First pin is offset null. The second pin is connected to inverting input. That means any voltage which has to be applied at the inverting input has to be applied at pin number 2. Similarly, any voltage that has to be applied at non-inverting terminal has to be applied at pin number 3, that is non-inverting input. Then minus VCC, then plus VCC is on 7th pin. 6th pin is for output. 5th pin is also for offset null or ground, and 8th pin is not connected anywhere. So I think you all have seen inverting and non-inverting input and output, but plus VC and minus VCC was missing. So I will draw it again. Minus plus, or you can write plus minus also, no problem. V1, V2, then V0 ground. So this is pin number 6, this is pin number 2, this is pin number 3, and here we will have minus VCC and plus VCC, which is pin number 7 and pin number 4. So this is how the op-amp IC works. So you will get an IC of op-amp, that is 741, in the laboratories, and you must remember this, the function of each pin, then only you will be able to connect the signals properly. Okay, so I hope that this video might have given you an overview of op-amp, and now op-amp must be clear to you all. So thank you, students.